Oh, welcome to another episode of the Who's Who podcast. I'm your host, Robinson Galvez, professional fighter and content creator. And today we have a very special guest, Will Esparza.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Yeah, owner of House of Dragons and professional fighter with Karate Combat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man. So, Will is 32 years old. You got a 4th dan black belt in what kind of karate?
Started in Shotokan and the Kyokushin.
Kyokushin.
And then I also trained under the Superfoot Bill Wallace.
Oh, shit. Nice, man.
Yeah, good friend of mine, good mentor to me.
Hell yeah. Is he in Texas?
No, he's in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Pensacola.
Yeah. Because he's been at the IKF tournaments that I've done. In Florida. Yeah.
Oh, man, he still got it, too.
Yeah.
I helped him on some seminar tours, and he actually ranked me as master in Switzerland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. So, we want to talk about some... Man, we got quite the line to talk about with you. So, I think it's cool because we actually just met, yesterday, you know, and the power of social media, right? We just interacted through a post, and then yesterday went out, got some food, you know, kind of saw a little bit of Pattaya, trained this morning, and then we're like, hey, we just get a podcast and let's do it, you know, chop it up. So I think it's dope because you're someone who's creating content. You know, yesterday you're going around filming with the camera, you know, going into the gym. And you're very unapologetic about it, you know. Just like, hey man, yeah, this is what I do. This is that thing. Very confident with it, which I am in the shy category where I'm like, I don't even want anyone to know. But yeah, man, it's dope to meet someone who makes content like you. You're cranking it out at a high pace, you know. And it's funny because. You know, our technical difficulties already. This is our second one. Just so everybody knows, this is our second take after like 30 minutes of not recording before.
I know.
Yeah, so let's talk about a little bit about your upcoming fight with Karate Combat.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So you don't have an opponent yet, correct? Or
not yet. You know, it's. You know, I don't know who wants to get in there with me. I wouldn't want to get in there with me. You know? And plus, I talk a lot of smack. So whoever's getting there better get ready. Shut me up. You know what I mean? But I'm just preparing, man. I'm always trying to get ready. And plus, like if I'm not training every day, like I'm fighting, I feel weird.
Right.
So I don't just train just to you know, hit bags or just to make a few videos. Like I'm actually getting in there every day, working hard. Like today was hard. Today was day number 2 for me.
Yeah.
So I'm back. I'm coming back after being dad, flying, jet lag, all that stuff. Trained with Super Bond for the other day, and like man, that's a hard first day. You know, Super Bond trainer gi. And then like today we're over here at Pattaya Ferritex, and I was like, gosh, man, you don't want to be the guy looking like you need all these breaks, you know, you need to hit the bag, keep going. So I like that roughness. I like the training all the time. You know?
Hell yeah, man, that's awesome. And you're in Thailand for, what did you come to Thailand for in the first place? I don't even know if you told me.
Yeah. Well, I came to cover ONE FC.
Okay.
Yeah, I came to cover ONE FC and RWS fights.
Okay.
So I came to just promote Muay Thai, and I have a lot of friends here. I have friends like, you know, Super Leg, Rodtang, Sanchai, and I came to just train with them, meet with them, and promote their gyms, them as fighters, and promote the sport. So that's why I'm here. Yeah,
it's sick, man. And it's funny, I've seen your page, like House of Dragons. I didn't know. I thought it was just a gym page because you were telling me before that it blew up with Rodtang. I think you were posting some of the breakdown tips on the page, and I was like, oh, this gym had Rodtang, cool. But then I found out, I'm like, oh wait, like this is a big page. You know, you got a pretty decent following there, man. It's sick.
Yeah, I was growing. I thought I was like hot stuff, you know, like at 3,000 to 4,000 followers, 5,000 followers, and that is like, you know, decent for like, you know, someone who's just trying to come up in content creation. Yeah. And a lot of people can make a lot of money at that 5,000 area. Yeah. But I was trying to just spread Muay Thai and spread martial arts and help people, like, you know, just do some basic self-defense stuff online. Yeah. And then I started representing Rodtang, and I was as his agent, so I brought him to...
Oh, you're his agent?
Yeah.
Even now?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, man. Nice. So, like, he does a lot of tours all around, everywhere, man, you know, and, like, it started with us. It started with us in the United States. So, we had a little brand deal with Rodtang, and then I was his agent as well, so I brought him over to the States. We went all throughout the East Coast. We went over to all throughout Texas. I had him in Houston at my dojo, And all those posts that I had just kind of blew him up even more. He was like at 200,000 followers, so he had a big page already, a big following already.
Right.
But he after the United States comes and like everyone finds out that he touched ground over there.
Yeah.
He started blowing up. Now he's like one of the only Muay Thai guys who's like $1 million plus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. We're real proud of that. We're real proud of like our relationship with him, and like we're proud of him for like promoting like Muay Thai and fighting how he does, and getting out there and just putting on a show every single time.
Yeah.
You know, and from there, Yokow hit me up. They're like, hey, we just saw you took on, you did the House of Dragon Rodtang tour. We'd like to work with you too. We're bringing Saenchai Super League, and so they hit me up, and now I promote with them a lot. They have all kinds of different fighters. Even people who are on their team that are not like Super League and Saenchai level. I'm gonna start bringing like even kids over. You know what I mean? Teenagers.
Yeah.
That's what we're working on now.
Oh yeah.
And then Fairtex, I've always been a big fan of them. And so the training, and every time I come to Pattaya, I never get the time to be at the training facility. Gotcha. I'm always here for a meeting or a business or something, and I never get to like train in Pattaya. So I'm glad that I got to do that with you today.
Hell
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. That's how we kind of blew up, man. And like, back to the content creation, like if this is what you want to do, if you want to be a content creator, if you want to make money and like make a living doing this kind of stuff, like this is what you do. Like this will, like if you want to be a fighter, you have to go run. You have to go like look like run through the crowd, run through the park. People are gonna see you running. People are gonna see you hitting pads. People are gonna see you falling and slipping. Like, if you're going to be doing content creation, you need to be out there just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And like, we had this little talk earlier. It's a little hard when you're like a low count.
It's embarrassing.
You're embarrassing because you're trying to do this and you're not there yet.
Yeah.
But like, once you're consistent, just like anything, like in training, and that's what the Instagram wants. That's what the content stuff wants. Like the algorithm wants. They want you to be consistent. They want you to continually post. And that's why I like to do it. But also, you don't want to post trash.
Yeah.
You don't want to, like, just post like things just to get. I sometimes I unfollow people because they're like constantly posting. You know what I mean? I'm like, and it's not good stuff.
Yeah, I
know. Because there is good content, and sometimes even me as a creator, I'm like, man, this is the best reel ever. Yeah. And like, no one liked it.
Yeah.
And I'm like all about to cry. And I'm like, dude, no one loves me, bro. No one loves my stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I look at that review, and then I look at one that went like 5.3 million. You know, I'm like, oh, I see the difference.
Yeah.
Like I literally was like, oh, I gotta post. And then I was like, no one liked it. Like, gosh, people hate me.
Yeah.
And then like I go to the ones where I'm like, man, I thought this out. Like I put my effort into like expressing what my opinions were on this, whether people like it or not. It just you're being real. That's what the crowd wants. That's what your followers want. I think that's what our followers like. Is that like I'm not sometimes they call me out. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for this. They call me out. They're like, hey, dude, this is not a debut fight. I'm like, oh, great debut for this. Like. Yeah, he's had 2 fights in the UFC. I'm like, oh, thanks for the correction.
Yeah.
And then that was the one that was hilarious. And then the funniest mean comment I've ever had was I was talking about one of our guys and how like we went through all this adversity and he went through all the training and we overcame this and that and like it was such a great moment to experience this as a team with the House of Dragons and we're making our waves in the community and yada 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 and it was like all heartfelt and I was like pouring my heart out online and then somebody comments he's like, this is the longest. Or like, this is a long-winded piece of shit.
No, shit.
Like all my heart on the thing. I couldn't help but laugh because I'm like, wow, that's like so mean. I thought this was like so touching and people would be like inspired like with some of the things you post. I'm like, damn, that's inspiring me. I like that. Like, oh man, like congratulations or whatever. You actually like what you're saying.
Yeah.
This dude like actually hates everything I have to say. So it was just funny, dude, and that's why I think a lot of people are afraid of that.
Yeah.
A lot of content creators are afraid of like the comments and the negativity.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. Like, not everyone's gonna like what you're doing, but you gotta like what you're doing.
Yeah, that's funny when I get like hate comments or like people try, you get the keyboard warriors every once in a while, and I just put like the little crying, like the little sobby eyes, and they just like get more mad at your comment, or they'll like comment back and then be like, oh, respect, bro. Actually, I got a lot of love for you. I'm like, oh, now that you know that I'll respond, now you're gonna like put your tail between your legs. I'm like, oh, like back down. Like,
and sometimes it's so funny, like. some of our followers, you guys are ruthless, bro. Like, like I make a post and I'm like, okay, so what's your opinion on this fight? Like, that guy sucks. Like, he's the worst fighter. I don't even know how he has his shot. I don't even know why he's in the UFC. I don't know why that guy got this fight. He's a cheater and blah blah blah. And then they start getting into all the debates, which I love because like I'm just here. I'm
it's engagement, bro.
Well, it's engagement, but for me, it's not even about the engagement. It's about like that actually people care about the same things I care about. Like they're actually like talking about the same subjects I would like to talk about, and I invite everyone to spread their mind, whether like I like it or anyone likes it or not. You know what I mean? That's what I appreciate about the House of Dragon page, is that like I don't delete comments. You know what I mean? I'm not out here like seeing who's gonna like this and like that. It's like anyone's welcome to our page. Anyone's welcome to the life, to the journey, man.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
And that's what content creation is all about. It's about like documenting your journey. So if you're just doing it just to be like, well, I want to be a content creator because like I want people to like me, you're in here for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna last long.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna follow you. Yeah. Because everyone can see that you just want people to follow you. You just want attention.
Yeah.
I'm on the other hand, accidentally got blown up because I'm trying to push martial arts on people. My mission is to spread like community, confidence, a way of life that's healthy, and that's like that will, most importantly, it's an outlet for mental health awareness. You know what I mean? Martial arts, it can help you in so many different ways. And it's not about punching and kicking, it's about growth. And that's what we promote, and I think that's why we catch fire.
Hell yeah, man. So I wanted to talk about the injuries that you had, because we kind of touched about it a little bit before. We just did a podcast. I think my last one before this was all about my injuries and talking about how me coming back, and obviously that's all I've been talking about on social media. But you have a similar journey, like some setbacks where you think it's over, So I want to talk about some of the injuries that you had in your career, because as fighters, like we talked about this before again, but like everyone thinks it's linear. Yeah. Like, oh, you see like McGregor, you see Izzy, you see people in the UFC, and you see them on like main cards, and like you don't see that there's a prelims, and there's a prelims to the prelim, like and then under that there's like people that are even less known, So it's not like an overnight success. It's not like hey man, I made it here, perfect, never been injured, never been hit, never, it's not a clean walk,
Never.
So I just want to hear, because I like to hear like the raw, like the realness, not like, oh, I'm the best in the world. Which is like, hey, we all got that, I could talk about it all day myself. You probably do it too. You know what I mean? But like the thing that I want to be transparent for people, so that when they get into sport, if they think, oh, I want to do this, like, just so you know, this is a possibility, And I'm not saying it will happen to you. It may be totally different. Maybe you get through to the big leagues without any major injuries, and fuck you. I mean, good luck. I mean, good for you. but you know what I mean? And it may work out like that, but there is some risk, and not that I'm one to manifest risk, but just so you're aware of it, so you can prepare for it mentally. Just know it's there. But I know you've had some hard ones, so let's talk about some of the ones that you've had in your career.
Yeah, man. Well, let's start at the beginning with my freaking heart problem. So 2008, January 1st, I was in wrestling practice, and so I was a pretty decent wrestler because of my jiu-jitsu and karate background. So I lettered freshman year, got to sophomore year, and this is like my breakout year. I was gonna maybe start getting some college scholarships, maybe I can like start going to thinking about school, because I got to wrestling because I was getting tapped all the time, I was like, man, I'm joining the wrestling team, and like these guys are not gonna tap me, Yeah. So I like got to wrestling, so I'm like, I can come back in like with the homies at the gym. I don't even care about wrestling. I'm tired of getting tapped. Yeah. And then I get deep into wrestling, and I start doing pretty good. And I'm like, I made the varsity, early team, and then I'm about to start, getting looks at me, scholarships, and scouts are coming to watch me wrestle potentially. And then all of a sudden, boom, heart problem, and I almost die, and I collapsed in the middle of practice. It was a big deal. Like the news stations came. Yeah. It was wild, And I had my little brother there too. He's 10 years younger than me, and he went to go watch me practice. And I almost died in front of him. Like, he's little. I remember, like, fading out, like, looking over. Like, my last thing before I closed my eyes, my little brother, just, like, with his action figures, looking at me like what's happening? You know? And there's the whole team around me. I'm just, like, dying. Boom. I come to. There's, like, paramedics. Like, boom. Then I get rushed to the hospital. They find out. They thought I was dying of a kidney failure because I dehydrated severely. But they compared my heart to, like a 60-year-old man having a heart attack. Damn. And then I almost died of, like kidney failure. So then they came in the hospital, and I did some tests. Everything was good. Released me maybe like the next day or later that night. After I got like hydrated again, then I like went home. And I remember I was with my father and my sister, and I just started throwing up in the parking lot. They sent me back to the ER. Then they do further testing on my heart, find out that I have left ventricle non-compaction disease, or I had it at the time, and that's what I was diagnosed with. And it was a rare type of cardiomyopathy, and it's the most deadly form I had because it's the most mild. So the more you go like, oh, like I'm over here, I can play a game of pickup basketball, and then like, oh, my chest hurts, like let me calm it down, or oh, my chest hurts, like something's happening, boom, you just fall over and die. The most intense form is like you watch a scary movie, die, you know. You go on a roller coaster, die, you know. You have like really good sex, you know. Yeah. So for me, I can live my life, but the deadly part is that there's no precursor, like there's no mark, like hey, you're about to get to this point, you know. So that's why like people who have the harder forms like usually survive and like get a pacer, get a defibrillator in there, do some surgery. For mine, like almost no one lives, and that's why they did so many tests on me. I was like a lab rat for kids, and I started becoming a public speaker at like 16, talking to parents who like they found out at birth that their kid had a heart problem, and they're like, "Well, I want that's my little soccer player." I was like, "Well, yeah, listen, like I put my whole, I'm the kind of person who like." I know what I want in my life. And I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. I joined wrestling. I did sports so I can get more athletic to become pro at 18. By the time I'm 25, I'm in the UFC. You know what I mean? If not there earlier, or fighting for a belt by 25. Like, that was my mind at 5, 6, 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, I love theater. I love video creation. I wanted to go to school for cinematography.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so I love just the art of film, you know, and that's why it's like content creation. It's fun for me, you know, and I love making all the reels and videos. Yeah. And if I would have known that I had a heart problem at birth, like I could have, I could still love martial arts, but I would have actually learned how to be a director, a writer, you know. And I did all those things by myself on my hobbies and loves, but maybe I could have like got my college. I don't have a college degree. I got a black belt, 3rd degree, you know, 4th degree actually. I'm a 4th dan now. Yeah. But yeah, so that was my college, martial arts, and that set me off for my fight career. I had to stop playing sports. I couldn't finish out even playing football with the homies. I didn't go to college. I didn't get a scholarship. I couldn't compete. So I just continued just doing martial arts and practicing for self-defense and just like the little kind of workout that I could have. That lasted till about 21. Then I go get a check. I get cleared. So it's like a big miracle. God just had a different plan for my life. And the doctor said that I would be dead by the time I'm 24 if I don't stop training. And I never stopped. And I was like, man, forget you guys, dude. Like, I'm going to continue to do this. Yeah. And if I die, I die doing this versus getting hit by a bus or in a plane crash or like something else, like an OD. That's how it's so lame, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to go out, it's because like a tiger like ripped my face apart.
Yeah, you know? 100%.
Like, I'm that kind of a guy, you know, or I'm going to go out dying doing what I love to do. So, so those kind of, that kind of heart problem really set me back. And, but after I got cleared, I hit the ground running at 21, just like getting back into it. And then there's knee injuries. There's like wear and tear in sparring, like, you know, wrestling and stuff. But all those people, man, just like yourself, who went through like a hard time of injuries, like if that's gonna stop you, then like you really weren't supposed to be doing this. Yeah. Like, I'm sure that you thought about maybe giving it up, right? And like, I'm done with this life, where like no surgeries, dude. Like, I can't breathe. Darth Vader face. I've had that. I was out for like a whole year. I was like, there's another year, dude. I'm like getting into my 30s now. Yeah. Like, you're still in your late 20s. Yeah. Like, when you hit 30, like, it's different. You wake up, you're like, dude, I'm 30. You're like, dude, like, what just happened? Yeah. Yesterday morning, you woke up at 29. You're like, dude, what's up? But you wake up at 30, you're like, oh my gosh, like, I just turned 30. You know? So it's just like, it's a whole different thing, man. And like, I had experienced that and like into my transition of my 30s, you know? And then like, think to myself, well, I'm growing my family. I have my gym. I have my businesses. Like, should I be doing this anymore? You know, should I continue to try and fight and to make it all up the mountain that we're trying to climb? And like, it's part of the game, like you said, man. Like, there's a lot of setbacks, there's injuries, and if that's gonna stop you, then you're not made for this.
It's not your thing.
Not your thing, you know? And then you prove to yourself. Once you get through these things, like, dude, I got through all that shit. Yeah. And the hardest part about that physicality is that like it keeps you from like mentally from like getting through what you want to do, and like to be able to fight, you have to punch and you have to kick, and then like when you can't do that or you can't breathe or you have to take that time off, you just feel weird, dude.
Yeah, you can't stand. Yeah, that was my thing. I couldn't stand.
Yeah, dude.
Couldn't
you
do
know,
nothing, yeah.
And like, so what was your mindset like coming back from that?
Yeah, it was. So honestly, man, a lot of it was just like straight machismo and like denial.
Yeah.
Like
that's pretty much.
Yeah. I was just like, I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'll be good in like. So like when it was, I was like, 2 weeks I'll be good, and then it was like, oh, in a month I'll be good. Then it was like 2 months, but every 2 months I'll be good. And then eventually, then I look back and I'm like, man, I've been saying next month for the last 6 months. Yeah. And then I'm like, but that kind of denial, like not thinking about it, actually helped, because I think if I would have accepted it, I might have just decided to hang it up. You know, it's like, but it's just so sad to think about. You know, like I had this like mini documentary made about me and put it on YouTube, and for the 15 months that I was out of this, it was the saddest thing that I could possibly imagine watching. Like it was so sad for me. I was like, what? I was like, man, like it wasn't like inspiring. Now I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that's me, man. Number one, this and that, you know. I'm like, but I watched it yet like a couple of days ago, and I was like almost in tears, like kind of in tears in the for certain points, and I'm like, man, yeah, it's me. I'm going somewhere and doing, you know. But at that time, I was like, man, this is just a reminder of what had been.
Yeah.
And it was very hard for me to get through, because like I talked about it in the last podcast, but it's like I almost everything that I had in my life that came from fighting, like my girlfriend, my coach, like a lot of my friends, I feel like I didn't deserve any of it, and I was almost like, I need to give this up. Like these were borrowed. They only liked me for fighting, because I was the kind of guy that didn't really fit in a whole lot. So I like spread apart from my like hometown friends, and I was always the one kind of left behind, or pushed to the edge, you know, when they would find new friends. So I was used to like kind of abandonment, and I was like, oh well, they have to go and do their thing, and like my girl's obviously like she's successful and like, you know, she's smart and she's beautiful. I'm like, why are you hanging around with me? I'm a bum, you know. Like I live with my parents normal, you know. I never even tried to move out.
Yeah.
Like I'm not making.
Hey, what's the Mexican thing?
Yeah.
Boys, dude, Mexican boys.
Facts. Yeah. But yeah, like I don't make any money. I can't work. I'm freaking sad all the time. Like, what is this emotional? What are you doing with this emotional burden? You know. And same with my coach, and like. And I just felt like with my family, when I was operating in this way where I was like, man, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here, so I'm just going to take care of my people the best I can, you know, and it's kind of taking it one day at a time, because I just kind of put the drug people, AA, they like just one day at a time, you know. I don't know if I'll be sober tomorrow, but I'm going to be sober today kind of thing. Like, I'm going to know but I was like, just get through today, just like crazy anxiety, like big depression, you know. It was hard because I was like, bro, I had the breakout year of my life, you know? Yeah. Like, I live in the dream, everything, the social media, got the girl, you know, I was ranked number one internationally by a sanctioning body. I was ranked nationally. I was like a prospect and getting pro offers again, you know, the whole nine, and going places. And you're like, oh man, let me get a picture.
It's happening.
Yeah, dude, I was like, I had like kind of paparazzi when I would go to like the semi-contacts. Oh, you got a picture. I couldn't even like take care of my team because I'm like, you know, and it's like a little bit. I was like, whoa, I feel a little uncomfortable. It's kind of dope that people care, you know?
Yeah, bro, it's cool.
Yeah, so going from that to like just kind of floating under the radar and like just getting into this position where I can't stand, I can't run, I can't skip rope. I can't like work. I can't walk outside without glasses. I can't be inside without blue light glasses because the lights are hurting my eyes. Like, God, it was gnarly, man. So I just denial, bro. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not hurt. You know, or it's going to get better. You know, because I think if I accepted it, I would have been a lot more hopeless.
Well, so, I think, no, that's what I'm saying. I think where that difference is. Like, it's not that, it's not even in denial. It's like, okay, like this is where we are. This is where we're at. Like, that's how I think about it. It's like, this is where we're at right now, you know? But we're not, this is the time. And time passes, you know? So, like, you know, like, I'm suffering now, but that's just, like, when I come and make that, well, when I get it past here, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be that much of a bigger impact and a bigger story to tell. Because who would even get past this? Yeah. Am I going to be the average person? Because I'm not. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the average person would say, this is the end of the road. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're not saying that. Like, you know, if we do this again, we'll do it again. You know, if you need to, because we know where we need to go. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, it's funny because like sometimes I would like when we first got back, like there'd be people that would be like, oh yeah, you know, it sucks when you get older and you get more injuries because people are like, oh, you're 27 now, yeah, bro, it's like we get more injuries, you know, and I was thinking, I was like, when people are telling me like, oh, you get injured more, you need to take care of your body, or like, you know, it's kind of the end of the road for us because we're injured, or I'm just like, we're not the same. Like, you know, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, me and you group us together, I'm not, you know, not, we're not in the same group. I'm not the same as you. Like, once I get over this injury, I'm going to show you guys, you know.
100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And that's how you get to where you're going. You know what I mean? That's how you get to, like, the main platforms and the biggest leagues. And you get people with microphones in your face and people asking you to be on podcasts because you are relentless in your pursuit of your dream and destiny.
Exactly. You know?
Because there will be setbacks. You will be hurt. You will be told no. There will be problems. Like the last time I was in Thailand, I was here filming a TV show, and it was in Bangkok, and it was during 2019, and it was like the height of the COVID, the pandemic, and like the world was going crazy. Right. And this is before like everything got shut down, like right before the show, like the whole hard shutdowns happened in 2020. And it was basically the show. The premise was the Ultimate Fighter, but for Thai. So we got guys from all over the world come in here, fight against each other to fight against Thai guys for the WBC belt. They told me like the WBC. So I hope you guys that are watching this, you guys like pay attention to these words. This is WBC Muay Thai in Bangkok. You guys know who I am. And you guys know. Remember this conversation? I'm not gonna say any names, but the organization knows what's up, and they know what's up. And they told me that, hey man, you're too low, like too little of a show, too low of a budget. And remember, I'm the one funding all the money, so they're telling me I'm basically too broke, right? And Rodtang, it was like he hadn't been to the States, and he was just the guy who's doing this right now. That's all he was. He wasn't even Iron Man yet, but I knew he was gonna be who he was, and I wanted to get him on the show. He's like, hey, Rodtang, maybe we can get him if he's free. Sanchai, you'll never work with him. You're pissing in the wind. Remember that? You're pissing in the wind. And I brought him back twice, and he asked me to go watch this fight November 4th. Like anyone else would have been like, oh, man, okay, I guess I'm never going to work with him. Yeah. You know, I guess it's not, it's like I told no. Yeah. You can't tell me no. Yeah. You know? You can't tell me no, because I'm like, okay, you tell me no today, I'm going to come back at like another way. Yeah. If I don't sub you like this, then okay, fine. We'll get to another position. Okay, that's not working. Move to the back. Pow. You know. It's like you just keep moving, man. You keep flowing. You know. You don't want to be in a lake. You want to be in a river, dude. Just keep moving. You know. So that's how I feel. It's just you can't take no for an answer. And if you know what you want, you gotta go out and get it. And if you get the door shut on you, that's fine, because this door shuts and then this one opens. You know. And it's just been a blessing that I've had people around me to. When I'm like my wife and my family, my brother, my teammates, my students, when I'm like, man, like it didn't happen, you know, like we got shut down the show, then I came home empty-handed, and I lost all this money, and I got told that I was like, you know, too low budget of a film, it was never gonna work out, and WBC was like being like crazy at the time. And my partners were crazy at the time, and it just didn't work out. And then everything is put on me. Everything is blamed on me because I'm the money man, right? I was the one producing the show. So I just came back from that, and just like as a like felt like a loser. When I was like, man, this amount of time and money I put into this, I could have been training to like fight, and I feel like that's time lost that you never get back. You can always make money back. You can always do another project, but you can never get your time back. I felt like I wasted, like I put that much effort into time that I should have been training and fighting, and I wasn't. You know, I did this and it didn't work out. So it's just like, do I stop being a content creator? You know, and do I stop being, trying to make my TV show? You know what I'm saying? So you just can't take no for an answer, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, sometimes people look like, especially when I first started, you know, you got to believe in yourself before anybody else does. Where people are like, it's not going to happen. Like, bro, I was talking about being a fighter since I was in high school, and I was just like, watch me. You know,
watch me.
It took a little bit of time for me to actually get where I wanted to go, or even really make the steps to go to where I want to go. But I was like, watch me. You know, it's just like, take a step back. Like, for you, maybe it's not possible because you were human. Like, for me, it's like anything's possible. Exactly, you know, you get this like alter ego kind of thing going where you're like, nah, man, we got to make it happen no matter what. Like, you know, when you don't, like you're saying, you don't take no for you don't take no for an answer, then it's like you find a way. It's good that you're applying the the principles of martial arts and the things that you're using and the things that you learn from martial arts into real life. Because me and my girlfriend were talking sometime yesterday too. We're talking about how sometimes when you get so into martial arts, you only work out to like kill yourself. And some people can't function without killing yourself like that hard. You know, like you can't. You got to go every day and like lift until like you're just like dead, like
or else you didn't work out. Yeah,
and it's like sure, but like. At that point, are you using it to escape, or are you actually using the lessons from fitness and health and martial arts to actually change and become a better person?
Exactly.
So the way that you're talking about,
that's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. You can use it to run, or you can use it to benefit your life.
100%.
And I don't even know that I'm one of the people that's using it for my benefit. Especially reflecting on this last year, I may be one of the people that's running, you know? And I've always questioned that. I've had this conversation with my coach many times. I don't know if this is good for me or not, but it feels right, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Hey, man, you know, and whether you are running from something, you're also running to something.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And, like, it's up to you. And it's okay to run from something sometimes.
Yeah.
But you have to understand where you're running to, you know? So... like when that's why martial arts is beautiful for me, because like some people are running away from drugs, some people are running away from alcoholism, some people are running away from suicidal thoughts, some people are running away from a divorce. You know what I mean? So they're just emptying themselves into the gym, like putting their time in the gym. You know what you could be doing? Like prostitution.
Yeah.
You could be going back to the bar.
Yeah.
You could be getting with the homies and just doing all the nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, you could be getting with that one bad friend that's always fun, but you know you shouldn't hang out with them.
Yeah.
But like if you're gonna use that to go to martial arts and train and like kill yourself in that way, then I think that's a better route, even if you are in a bad place.
Yeah. No, it totally makes sense. I think as far as like fighters though, you run into that common story where it's like, oh, you know, he used to be a good fighter, now he's an alcoholic, drinks himself to death, or you know, doing some nose candy or something. You know, it's like it's always like the downfall, especially after you retire, because you lose that sense of identity, this thing that you've dedicated your life to for so long, you know. And it's something to think about for up and coming fighters. I don't have the answer to it, but it's something to ponder about. Like, what are you going to do after? And I know you and I, we talk about businesses and doing things, and hopefully finding our purpose in something else. You know, that I'm not going to feel so lost when it's all over. But at least I hope when it's all over, I get to close the chapter. You know, like Kobe, I'm scoring 60 points for my last game. It's like, hey, everyone pay attention, because this is the last time you're going to see me, you know? Like the last dance with the Bulls with Michael Jordan, you know? It's like, you all better buy the tickets, because this is it.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And like,
that's the goal.
Like we talked about emptying your tank. Like, I think that if you empty your tank and you move on to the next thing, then you will, like, be content with that. Like, it's okay, I emptied my tank. Like, that time is over. Yeah. But if you're out there, if you're still living life and you're not going for it and you're not trying and you're not like, I had a hard time getting to pro because like, first of all, I always film other people and film other things and techniques and stuff, but I don't really film myself too much on House of Dragons because I don't like, I study everybody, I don't like people studying me, you know. So whenever I was doing, like, whenever I had fights, I never posted them, I never really like put too many clips out there. And so whenever I get matchups, people are like, nah, dude, I've heard about this guy, but we can't see anything about this guy, and this guy's kind of crazy, and like, it's not worth it for us, not a good fight for us, you know? Because like, maybe, and then sometimes they're like, well, dude, like, this is a good fight for him. He's like, you know, this low record, and you have this high record, and blah, blah, blah. And then what happens when we lose this crazy ass with no record? You know what I mean? So then, even if I went to go fight a good guy, like, those guys wouldn't want to fight me, you know what I'm saying?
I ran into that problem myself,
Yeah, so you know how it goes, and then you're like, dude, like, I don't care, I just don't want to fight a bum, I just don't want to fight a grandma. Like, give me somebody who was, like, willing to deal with me, like, what I'm ready to do to somebody, you know? And then you go through these things, and you go through these up and downs, and then once that's over, like, you lose, like, there's, like, I don't know, like, it's kind of crazy to say out loud, but, like, it's fun knowing that someone's, like, trying to kill you. Like, there's someone out there hunting me down. Like, we have a fight contract. We have, like, he knows in this much time, like, we're to go to war. Yeah. And I believe that he's trying to kill me because, hey, I'm sorry. If you fight me, I'm absolutely trying to kill you. You know? Like, it's not a sport for me. You know, it's like, I do this for fun, and I like to, like, go and do that to somebody. You know what I mean? And I'm willing to let that happen to me so I can do that to you. You know, and it justifies me doing it to you because, like, you're willing to do it to me. But I don't want to use that, my escape, on someone on the street or the bar talk smack to me, you know what I mean? So this is why I fight. And after I fight, like, whenever my tank is empty and gas, I have the like as a martial art, I have martial arts. That's me as a fighter, as a competitor. But as a martial artist, it's like my medicine, my daily dose of medicine, like my sanity, because I'm spreading a good, healthy life, like what we do with the seminars and what we do with the meets and greets and the big community events that we have, and even the free events that we have, that we do, like the festivals, and we just bring a bunch of low-income students and underprivileged kids, and we give them workshops, and we have a whole pass for them, and we bring like a whole thing. That also gives fulfillment. So I think what you're doing here, like spreading martial arts and like putting people on a podcast, and like you're getting to other, like you're still in the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Like look at all the old dudes. Look at all the guys who hold the pass for us this morning.
Yeah.
You know, like they all fought
more
than we will ever fight.
Yeah.
We're 20. So we're 20. You're 27. I'm 32. We're not going to rank up 100 fights.
Yeah.
By the time 10 years passes. Yeah. Maybe.
Watch me. I'm joking.
Hey, I would love to watch that. But I don't think I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And like, Rodtang is 25 with 300 plus, like 400 almost fights. And like probably like he said like 900 to 1,000 like not counted because of all the, like, he just doesn't count, you know?
Yeah, because they only count the ones where they check weight.
Where they check the weights, yeah, exactly. So he's like, I don't even know what my real record is, but on paper it's this, you know? Yeah. And like, we're not gonna get those kind of numbers, but you know what I can do is talk about those stories. I can talk about, like, hey, you're a young guy, you're 20-something years old, hey, you're 16 years old, or you're a 5-year-old like I was, and you know what you want to do by the time you're my age. Yeah. I did it. You know, I got everything I wanted to be at 32, I'm more. You know, and like that, and at 27, I was like, I'm never gonna be where I want to be at 32. You know what I mean? Like this boat is not taking off right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? But when the boat's not taking off and the anchor is up, like you just throw some stuff off. Yeah. Get some weight off the boat. You know what I'm saying? When you get that wind back in the sails.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, because it took you from 21 when you were cleared from your heart condition. So and now you're 32. You made your professional debut at 31. Yeah. Yeah. So, how many amateur fights do you have?
I had 3.
3 amateur fights.
3 amateur fights.
Across 10 years, and then you decided to go pro.
Yeah, well, see, I was trying to go pro at like 23, 24. The first time I came here, I was training in Chiang Mai, and I was living here. I had an apartment, a little motorbike, just like what you do. Like I was in Chiang Mai, and I was with Lana Muay Thai. I had to make the sparring team. I got a sparring team. Then they're like, okay, you're finally ready for your first pro fight, 23, 24 years old. So I get there, and then I get a motorcycle accident and bust my knee out. So boom, of course, like, and then that's the rest of my 20s. It's like I'm getting ready for this fight. I come back to the States, like, okay, I didn't go pro over there, so I want to go back to MMA. You know what I mean? And maybe it was like I took that as like maybe I wasn't ready for pro at 23, 24 mentally. You know what I mean? I didn't know if I can. Maybe that was my God's way of keeping me from, because once you go pro, you can't go back. Yeah. You know? So, like, since you're a pro fighter now, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, so now that you're a pro fighter, like, over here, you go get an MMA fight, you have to do pro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like, do an amateur MMA just because you're a pro in Muay Thai. Yeah. So, like, maybe that was my whole thing, you know, is that maybe this is kind of like my save card, and then I come home and then I cut weight. I'm trying to get all these amateur fights that goes to the problem I just talked about. People know me, but they don't know me, so it's like, you know, it's a rough fight for someone who's like even, and it's a bad fight for someone who's better than me. And I just, you know, I got injured, they got injured, fight promotion fell through, like yada yada yada, same story. Never got fights. I was fighting to fight. I was like just trying to get enough fights to make it happen. So I moved to the UK. Was growing programs over there, and then I was coaching these guys in Wales. This is where, you know where Ryan Reynolds has his show?
I know Wales.
Welcome to Wrexham, the soccer show.
No.
Him and the guy from Philly, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Mac.
I've heard about the show. I think that's a soccer show. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, they bought the Wrexham football team, and so I lived in that. Like everywhere they. More of the story is everywhere they film. I used to run there on the field. Okay. I used to train there. That's where I used to live. And then I had like 5 guys from that gym. We're going to go to Carnarvon, which is like up north of Wales, and it was like a big fight night. So I was going to take these guys for a fight night, and they all bailed out because they got scared. Like they all bailed out, like a team of 5. Like they were getting ready for months, and like they all bailed. And the promoter's like, how did all these 5 guys, your whole team? And I'm like the American coach that was over, so I had all this like, you know, like standard, like, you know, expectations. And I was like, well, I got one guy. And I was like, dude, I haven't been training. You know, he's like, who? I was like, me. And he's like, what, you? I'm like, yeah, like, I'll fight. Like, are you, like, where are you? I'm like, dude, I haven't had a fight yet. Like, I'm trying to have a fight. Yeah. He's like, fine, I'll give you a match tomorrow. So I went over there by myself, smoked this dude in a minute. You know what I mean? Under a minute. And that was my first MMA fight. And it was a heavyweight. Because I fight at 170. And I couldn't ever find a 170 fight. So I just like, okay, I'll just go ahead and like bite the bullet, get my ass. Because what happens if I'm at the bar and there's a heavyweight who knows how to fight? Yeah. You know how many big dudes are at the gym who can fight? Yeah. What happens if we run into him, he don't like me? You know what I'm saying? So like, I gotta let me test myself as a martial artist and say, oh, fine, I'll just take this one. So I beat that guy. I was like, oh, that was that bad. You know, he was like a bigger dude, strong dude, took him out. And then I had another fight, K1. That was heavyweight. And same process. I'm like, man, whatever, dude. Like, I'm not getting these fights. I'll just do. I do it was 205. 205. So yeah, light heavyweight. So I fought 205, and then because the first one was heavyweight, I was over 205. This one I went down to 205, and then the third my Muay Thai fight was 205, and that guy. I kind of experienced what you told me yesterday, where he hit you and you went black in the fight. Like, you thought you're knocked out, right? But you're alive. You know you're like, you're in the fight, but you're not knocked out, but you think you're knocked out.
Yeah, but it's like, where am I? Yeah. I'm like black. I look around and I'm like, where'd everybody go? And then, oh, there you are. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So this guy was a killer, man. And like, he just goes and I beat him. That was crazy. Yeah. And then he goes in the fights. The very next time I see him fight, he puts some 3-4 dudes in a hospital. Damn. With like a knee to sternum, broke a dude's rib, broke a dude's nose. Damn. And like, I'm Mexican. Yeah. So he can't break me. You know what I'm saying? But he hit real hard, and like that was my third fight. So I was like your age at that time. I was like 27, 28, and I only had those 3 fights. Like, you're way ahead of me. You know, you're where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, doing all the things you're doing at 27. That's when I was like, oh, by 27, I'm gonna be doing what you're doing, and I wasn't. Yeah. And that made like that's one of those things that we talked about earlier. It's like one of those setbacks. Like, dude, I'm not where I'm at. This isn't kicking off. I'm not pro. I should be. And I'm not. You know, like, you're hitting all the marks I wanted to hit. Yeah. You know, but then I ain't stopped. Don't take no for an answer. Yeah. You know what I mean? So just fine, grind. I built my guys up, my team up. They would be fighting. I'm like, gosh, man, like I feel happy because they won. I'm feeling happy because like our team won, my brand won. But also like I should be the one in that cage, in that ring. And then finally, I was about to go, finally got an opportunity to go pro, my debut, and then I got another little stupid injury, the story of my life. Yeah. 2 weeks before the fight, got my face cut up. And in that process, karate combat, that kind of fell in by accident, you know, and they're interested in me. I sent in my stuff. They liked my videos. They liked my Instagram. And that's another thing that saved me. Like, if you're a fighter out there and you think that, like, you're too cool to post and stuff, you're actually an idiot. You know? Yeah. You know? Because, like, how do you make money as a fighter, right? Like, you want to get paid McGregor money, but you have, like, 500 followers. You want to get paid like the Gypsy King, but you can't even sell, like, 2 tickets. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think, like, the promoter's thinking about you guys? Like, what do you think the guys with the money are thinking about you as the product? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're that's what you're doing so good, and because you're marketable, you have like the social media going, you're putting people on your show, like, people want to tune into what you're doing. Yeah. I want to tune into what you're doing. Yeah. That's why I'm here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm running around the whole country of Thailand with the top guys, and you're one of the guys that I want to work with because, like, I like what you're doing. You have a good following. You're putting some effort into, like, spreading the sport and your process through the sport and culture. And then how many people do we both know who are back home and watching this, and they're like, dude, like, and they're the ones saying, like, dude, you guys think you're so cool making this post. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they're going to be the ones complaining about how they don't have any deals, about how they have, like, no likes or views or anything. Yeah. And this is what this is all about. We are putting on a show, you know, because we want to fight, but we need to, like, put the fight on for display. Yeah. So you got to get people to tune in, and this is what we're doing. That's why we're having this podcast to cross audiences, so people can know who you are, people can know who I am, so they can know what we are doing. Yeah, exactly. And what we're promoting. Yeah. Because, like, as much as, like, you have to promote yourself, like, this is bigger than you. This is bigger than me. You know what I mean? Right. Like, we're like trying to change lives through martial arts. Yeah. You know, 100%. And, like, people who are, like, following you because of your posts. Yeah. So, like, oh, you're cool, you're so cool. Like, you are cool, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like, the people who are, like, hating are the actual, like, the losers.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, the people who don't want to post are, like, that don't want to post, and fine.
Yeah.
Well, I obviously don't really care about your career.
Yeah.
You don't give a shit about who you are.
Yeah.
You don't give a shit about the world knowing who you are.
Yeah.
You want to be the best. How's the best unknown?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we going to ever find out? Why would we even give you that shot?
Yeah.
You know? And that's kind of what I was told when I was 21, 22 years old. And I didn't have a following at all. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not getting these fights, but I'm in with top UFC guys. I'm their training partner, and I'm smoking these guys. And I'm, like, taking these guys out in practice. And these guys are like, hey, no, man, I got my ass kicked today, but it was by this guy.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? So, like, let me talk about it. Let me, like, show my, like, you know, what this is all about. And that's how we move on. That's how we grow.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so yeah, just a lot of setbacks, man. You had a lot of setbacks. But at that point, I wouldn't even think about it, man. 3 fights over 10 years. It's rough.
Yeah, dude. 3 fights over 10 years, but, like, I finally got the shot.
Yeah. And
My
you're doing
8 Mile moment.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And then, like, by that time, like, I was, like, when I got accepted to Karate Combat, I was, like, probably, like, 80,000, 85 follower at the time. And I was, like, rocking. I was like, dude, like, this is so awesome. I'm at 85. And then I got to Karate Combat. I had a lot of more press. Started doing a lot more, like, meeting more guys, meeting more, like, UFC fighters, and just, like, I'm a fan. Number one, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So, like, everyone, and that's another thing about fighters. They all, like, act like they're too cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they all want to act like, oh, I'm tough and he's tough, and, like, you know, like, we're all looking at each other. Like, I'm like, hey, can I get a picture? You know? Hey, I've been watching you for so many years, you know? Like, and I'm a fan of, like, and I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter and a fan, you know? Versus, like, everyone else just like, yeah, I'm a fighter. Like, what's up? Like, how you doing? Like, yeah, he's a fighter. I'm tough. Like, yeah, bro, we're all fucking tough. Yeah. You know, we're all really strong. We're all really tough.
Yeah.
But, like, I want to take a picture with you. I love this stuff. And, like, I just got here. You know what I'm saying? As a pro. And, like, I didn't just go through, like, a local system. I didn't just go through a regional system. I went from here, like, just amateur to pro, man. And it was because of my marketability. Like, it's essentially how I got the shot. And a lot of people are like, well, how'd you do? You're not even, like, you're 3-0, and not even 3-0 in, like, Muay Thai, MMA, or whatever. You know, I'm like 1-1-1.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, you're undefeated? Yes.
Yeah. Want to know. Yeah.
But, like, I would have been the joke Instagram guy, and, like, you know, the food for the karate guy if I didn't come out and put the work in, put the pad work in, and actually prove what I say I am. You know, like, I am the guy I say I am. You know, I do the things I say I'm going to do. And I made the weight, and plus I was like 205, and I made 165 in 3 weeks. They're like, and I just had my second kid, my first son, 2 weeks, and then they gave me the call, you want this shot or not? I lied to them, told them I was 190, because I didn't think they would give me the shot. And I was actually 205, made that in 3 weeks. Go out there, go 4 rounds, like a sudden death round, the first fight of the night. I was supposed to be the loser, you know what I mean? And, like, go in there, smoke this dude, you know, have a good performance. And now they're like, dude, we love you, let's do it again. You know what I mean? And I told them I want the first fight again. Because I'm number one, our main event. Like, I'm not going to be
in the middle
somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I want, you know what I mean? I want to be number one fight. I want to open the show. I want to set the standard. Because, like, every other fight, you have to match up to what I'm about to do to this guy. You know, show us, because I'm gonna kill him or he's gonna kill me. You know, I'm gonna do my best to knock him out, or he will knock me out. But either way, it's gonna be like an exciting ass time. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about, bro.
Hell yeah, man. So I want to ask you about your favorite Rodtang stories, because there's a lot of, you know, it's interesting because he's starting to, you know, he's big, you know, like you're saying, he's one of the only guys that has like 1 million followers. It's Muay Thai. But he doesn't speak that much English, right? So were you there with his manager as well?
Yeah. He was his manager and, like, translator. So he's a good friend of ours, Akram. And we're all together, first time in America. You know, young guys, and Rodtang was he's 24. And they just Akram just finished college, so it was our first time doing this kind of thing, man. And it was really cool to bring them on, because they're young guys, young cats trying to do big things, and I like that. I love that. And it was so funny because, like, you know, Rodtang, he's such an animal when he fights. Like, you think he'd be so hardcore, you know what I mean? And he's just the most playful little dude. He's just hilarious. He's so funny. There's a big soft side to him. You know, he's always, like, you know, touchy feeling, like playing with you. every like in the mornings we'd wake up getting ready for like the seminar, we all droggy, and he'd be like singing Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
he loves Bruno Mars, like the lazy song.
Yeah.
He's like I'm not doing anything.
Yeah,
and he's like doing dances and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is Rodtang, the Iron Man, the Killer. You know?
Singing pop songs.
Singing pop songs. He's just dancing. We're like singing Adele, all of you.
Yeah.
No, that was a damn what's his name? John Legend.
Yeah.
He was singing that one all the time.
Yeah.
And he was singing. He sang a lot of Adele. He loves
Pink
Ed
Sweats.
Sheeran.
I need somebody who. My worst. He loves that song, bro.
Yeah. So he's out. He's a funny guy, man. So language barrier. That's a beautiful thing too about martial arts. Like that's a language in itself. Mm-hmm. So like maybe like we didn't understand English and Thai. But like we had no problem understanding each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just fun to get to know him and get to learn about him and be like build a relationship with him. And it was a fun time. Man.
Yeah.
We have a lot of experiences together.
Yeah.
I think a funny one is that he hated American food.
Yeah. I was about to say, man, he came back because before he went out for that seminar, I was here and he was at Fairtex.
Okay.
So he was telling me like, he was telling me, oh, we go eat burger after you fight. We go eat burger. But he fought in Singapore the same weekend I fought here at Lumpini. Oh. And so when he came back, he went immediately to do the tour. And then he's like, I was like, hey, you want to go get burger? And then he's like, no, I no like burger. I like Thai food. I was like, I go to Texas, no have Thai food. No have. It's like, yeah, okay, like it's good, but I want Thai food. I only want Thai food now. I'm like, okay. So I don't know what you guys did to him, bro.
Oh, no. Dude, okay. That guy, he's hilarious, man. Like, he was complaining the whole time about like, how America sucks. And he was like, oh, man, the food's horrible here. Like, and look at everyone like, oh, it's grease and fat, and I have a fight. I'm like, dude, listen, like, we are in Houston, Texas. We are known for the best food of, like, all of America. We have the most diverse place here. And the problem with him is that, like, over here in Thailand, like rice and pork in the morning with a fried egg, like that's like breakfast.
Yeah, with fish sauce.
With fish and sauce and peppers. Yeah, over there in the States, that's like a lunch or like a dinner.
Yeah.
And like in the States, Thai restaurants don't have breakfasts because
nobody
Americans,
goes. Yeah,
Americans want pancakes and IHOP. You know what I mean? So they open up at 11. By that time, we've already like woken up for a seminar or we're doing a seminar, and then we have like a small amount of time to eat. So like at that time, it's like whatever we can get just so we can get to the next seminar.
Yeah.
And then when we're finished with this seminar, we're like, okay, Thai food, the place is closed. Yeah. So he was like going crazy,
Yeah.
So we finally got some Thai food towards the end, so like like make him happy and stuff. But like he couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
And then like every time we went to like a different place. And they're like, so where we're going? I got the steakhouse. I was like, dude, like, let's go to the Thai place. Let's go to the Thai place.
Yeah, just trust me.
Yeah, trust me. Just like, he's gonna start crying, you know what I mean? And then, so we go to the Thai place. Like, oh, so he thinks like every other place we went to has Thai except for Texas, you know?
Yeah.
Because we never got Thai until like the very end in Texas, you know?
I was looking at some of the food he was posting while he was in Texas, like the brisket and the ribs. I was like, oh my God, bro, I wish I could have that.
And he was complaining about it. Yeah. I was like, dude, you have to eat Texas barbecue. You have to come down and eat Texas, like Tex-Mex, Mexican food. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're from California. So, like, the queso, ours is yellow, y'all's is white. Baja tacos, we have fajita beef, you know what I'm saying? So, it's, like, different Mexican food. And he was there. He took a bite of it. I have the videos and pictures. I'll show you after. Yeah. But, I gave him tortilla. Like, we took him to, like, the best restaurant. And he was like, yeah, no, I don't like this.
I like Thai food.
Where's the rice? I'm like, dude, what do you mean rice? It's Mexican rice?
Yeah.
He's like, no, same rice. I'm like, no, it's not the same. It's Mexican food.
Yeah.
But like the burgers, he didn't like the burgers too much. And then one time we got offered like a nice ass bottle of whiskey, and he's like, oh, thank you, so we took it, and then like we just like left it in the hotel because like he didn't want to drink either. And like that's what I liked about him. Yeah. He was actually because he needed to do the seminar tour with us. Because he wanted the exposure, he wanted to come touch down in America, he wanted to get over here. I wanted to bring him over here, and then we had to ship him back to get ready for a fight. Yeah. So he didn't want to like even do too much partying. He just wanted to get in, get out, like do work, spread Muay Thai.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing people wouldn't expect. Because a lot of Thai stars they like to party.
Oh yeah.
Rodtang does not drink.
Yeah.
He it's not just because he was there. He actually just doesn't drink.
Oh really?
Yeah. He like I've hung out with him. Like we're buddies. Like we're on first name basis. And we've gone out to eat with him plenty of times, and never orders whiskey. Only orders whiskey if he offers, but he's not drinking. He just eats and likes to sing. That's Rodtang.
He loves
from
to
what
sing.
I know. Yeah.
He loves to sing. That guy's always singing all the time. Dude, what the heck? Like, he takes like Thai karaoke to next. He was just on a Thai karaoke show, right? No, it was like American Idol or like The Voice for Thai, wasn't he?
I see a lot of the things he does, but I don't really follow up on like trying to catch what it is. I remember the last thing I saw was like him like in heels singing something, but I didn't watch the video.
Yeah, I saw that. But, no, I was talking about when. Because, like, in my hotels, I just kind of scroll through. I don't really watch TV, but when I'm in a different country, I want to see what the hell their stuff is like. Yeah. So I was like, there's, like, a Thai American Idol, and then he just posted about, like, him doing, like, he came out with, like, some armor-looking suit. Doing a song.
Gotcha.
But he loves to sing. So does Sanchai.
Yeah.
Sanchai, super
all the Thais.
Dude. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Like, the first time I brought them over, because I ran into the Thai problem with Rodtang. I was like, I'm having Thai. I'm getting prepared. Yeah. I'm going to have like at a friend's house so we don't like worry about restaurants. Yeah. And all night long, it was just like karaoke on the screen. And all the Thais were singing. Sanchai was just singing all night long. Yeah. Super like, and they had like a singing battle. Like, who's going to sing the song better. Yeah. And I was like, man, it's cool. It's just the culture is awesome. And and they tell Rodtang, Super Leg, and Sanchai. I always ask them, like, why do you love this so much? You know, like, what's it to you? Like, there's not everyone's gonna sing, you know, like not every Thai needs to sing, but like why do you guys in particular sing fighters? Now, well, it's like our release. Yeah. It's like our let go of the harshness that you deal with. So, yeah. You know, it's cool.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's fun to see that. A lot of the Thai fighters, they don't really get too jaded. They're pretty much just like country boys that have a little bit of money, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's dope, man. But it's been great having you, Will. Where can people find you on social media? Do your plugs right now so we can drop it.
All right, you can find me, man, at House of Dragons International on IG, Will Esparza 0 on TikTok. We have a YouTube channel as well, so go check that out. And then also we have a new publication, and it's about travel, culture, and martial arts. So that's where all our content will be for 1FC and all the fights that we do, all the interviews and stuff that we're doing. Go check out OdysseyGlobalMMA.com. That's our new publication. And please go follow, check out the website, and come see us in Houston, Texas, guys.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, that's been another episode of the Who's Who podcast. I hope you enjoyed, and see y'all next time. All right, brother.
Nice, man. Yeah, good shit.